Lisbon is the capital and largest city of Portugal, located in Western Europe's Iberian Peninsula, on the northern bank of the Tagus estuary. It is Europe's only capital that directly faces the Atlantic Ocean. Its approximate coordinates are 38 degrees 43 minutes north latitude and 9 degrees 8 minutes west longitude. As Europe's western gateway, Lisbon is a key link between the continent and the Atlantic coast, as well as a geographic bridge connecting Europe, Africa, and Latin America. Historically, Lisbon is considered one of Europe's oldest cities. Archaeological and historical research suggests that a permanent settlement existed here around the 12th century BC, predating Rome. The city was successively ruled by the Phoenicians, Romans, Visigoths, and Moors, leaving behind a rich blend of cultural influences. In 1147, Lisbon was recaptured by the Kingdom of Portugal and officially became the kingdom's capital in 1255. Since then, Lisbon has remained Portugal's political and administrative center. It reached its historic peak during the Age of Discovery in the 15th and 16th centuries. With its broad Tagus estuary and natural deepwater harbor, Lisbon became Europe's leading departure point for overseas exploration, international trade, and colonial expansion. Famous explorers such as Vasco da Gama sailed from Lisbon, opening new sea routes to the Indian Ocean. Spices from the East, silk from Southeast Asia, precious metals from the Americas, and other overseas goods entered Europe through Lisbon, making it one of Europe's busiest ports and a major center for capital accumulation and cultural exchange. The urban layout and cultural heritage shaped during this period, including the landmark architecture of Belém, still define Lisbon's cityscape today. In 1755, Lisbon was struck by a devastating magnitude 8.5 to 9.0 earthquake, followed by a tsunami and fires that destroyed about two-thirds of the city. The massive reconstruction, led by Prime Minister Marquis of Pombal, introduced rational urban planning and earthquake-resistant design, making Lisbon one of Europe's first systematically planned modern cities. Today, Bike's orderly grid streets and uniform rows of buildings reflect that vision and remain a classic example of modern urban reconstruction in Europe. Administratively, Lisbon covers about 100 square kilometers, is divided into 24 parishes, and had a resident population of about 550,000 as of 2024. Centered on Lisbon, the metropolitan area includes 18 surrounding municipalities with a population of over 2.8 million, about 1/4 of Portugal's population. It is the country's largest concentration of people, economic activity, and resources, and one of Western Iberia's major metropolitan regions. Economically, Lisbon is Portugal's undisputed financial center. The Lisbon metropolitan area generates about 35% to 40% of the country's GDP, with GDP per capita well above the national average and close to the EU average. Its economy is dominated by the service sector, which accounts for over 70% of output. Key industries include finance, international trade, shipping and logistics, luxury tourism, information technology, creative industries, and professional services. Manufacturing plays a relatively small role. Manufacturing accounts for about 15% of the metropolitan economy and is focused on high-value industries such as aerospace components, precision instruments, and biopharmaceuticals, mainly located in industrial parks on the metro area's outskirts and in cities like Porto. The port and airport are key to Lisbon's role as a transportation hub. The Port of Lisbon is Portugal's second-largest port after the Port of Lixos, but as the capital's port, it holds greater strategic importance. It serves as a major Atlantic gateway for international trade, passenger traffic, container shipping, and roll-on/roll-off cargo, while also ranking among Western Europe's leading cruise home ports. Lisbon International Airport is Portugal's busiest aviation hub, handling more than half of the country's international air passengers. It offers direct flights to major cities across Europe, Africa, and Latin America, making it a vital air gateway linking 3 continents. In 2023, the airport handled more than 38 million passengers. In recent years, Lisbon has strengthened its position as one of Europe's emerging centers for technology and innovation. Industries such as information technology, software development, fintech, artificial intelligence, digital content, and clean energy are growing rapidly, with the number of startups increasing by more than 15% annually. Major international tech conferences and innovation platforms have attracted global talent and investment, helping Lisbon establish itself as a rising technology hub in southern Europe. Lisbon's transportation system centers on efficient public transit while preserving its historic character. It includes a metro, vintage trams, buses, suburban rail, and ferries across the Tagus River. The iconic Tram 28, which began operating in 1901, winds through Alfama's narrow streets in its signature yellow cars, serving as both an essential transit route and one of the city's most popular tourist attractions. Lisbon's urban area is relatively compact, with the city center extending less than 10 kilometers from end to end. Daily commutes are short, and more than 60% of trips are made by public transportation. Located between Mediterranean and Atlantic climate zones, Lisbon enjoys a mild climate with an average annual temperature of about 17 degrees Celsius. Summers are warm and dry at around 25 degrees Celsius, while winters are mild and wet at about 10 degrees Celsius, with extreme heat and cold being rare. With more than 2,800 hours of sunshine each year, Lisbon is one of Europe's sunniest capitals and is often called the City of Sunshine. The broad waters of the Tagus estuary not only create a distinctive waterfront landscape, but also moderate the local climate, easing both summer heat and winter cold. Known as the City of Seven Hills, Lisbon is shaped by rolling hills, river valleys, and gentle plateaus. Its 7 principal hills include São Jorge Hill, Alfama Hill, and Cascais Hill. This rolling terrain gives Lisbon its layered urban landscape and shapes its streets and architecture. From hilltops such as São Jorge Castle, visitors can enjoy sweeping views of the city and the Tagus River, one of Lisbon's most iconic sites. Lisbon is home to an extraordinary wealth of historic landmarks, making it one of Europe's richest cities in terms of cultural heritage. Among them, Belém Tower and Jerónimos Monastery are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The former served as a coastal fortress and monument to the Age of Discovery, while the latter is a masterpiece of Manueline architecture and the burial place of Vasco da Gama. Notably, the famous pastéis de Belém, the original Portuguese custard tart, was first created by the monks of Jerónimos Monastery and has since become a national culinary icon. São Jorge Castle, the Alfama district, Baixa, and Chiado together preserve the city's character from different periods of its history. Fado, Portugal's traditional music, originated and flourished in Lisbon's old neighborhoods. Its soulful melodies tell stories of life's joys and sorrows. It was inscribed on UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list in 2011, and authentic performances can still be enjoyed in Alfama's taverns today. Lisbon's concentration of educational and research resources is a major driver of its development. It is home to Portugal's largest and most comprehensive higher education system, including the University of Lisbon, Nova University Lisbon, and several other major universities with strong international reputations in engineering, medicine, social sciences, information technology, and marine science. Lisbon also accounts for more than half of Portugal's research institutes and public laboratories, covering fields such as marine science, renewable energy, and biotechnology, providing a strong foundation for innovation and technological development. Lisbon is also known for its modern landmarks. The 25 de Abril Bridge, one of Europe's longest suspension bridges, resembles San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge and connects Lisbon with Almada on the south bank. Named after the 1974 Carnation Revolution, the Park of Nations, built on the site of Expo 98, has been transformed into a vibrant district featuring the Oceanarium, Science Center, and other cultural attractions. Built on the advantages of its deep water harbor, shaped by maritime trade, and powered today by services and technology, Lisbon stands as a unique Atlantic gateway. Its rich history, diverse culture, pleasant climate, efficient urban planning, and growing innovation ecosystem define it as one of Europe's great maritime capitals. These strengths give Lisbon an irreplaceable role in Portugal and Europe's Western urban network, making it both a historic cultural city and a vibrant international hub. What else do you know about Lisbon? Or have you had any unforgettable experiences there? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching today's Defay Global Geography. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm Defay, and I'll see you in the next one.